Josh.
And I'm Miranda, and we love toys.
We're the creators of Clutter, and we make toys with our friends.
This is CZ. He's a UK-based street artist.
Hey, my name's CZ.
Ever since we met, we've been like PB&J.
CZ created the Cambot.
But wait.
Clutter's been around for almost 20 years. We started as a print magazine back in merry old England. 10 years ago, we first presented the Designer Toy Awards. This led us to create a home on the East Coast for the international designer toy community called 5 Points Festival, which we try to make the coolest party every year. Hello, we're back after a 2-week hiatus. Was it a week or 2 weeks? We had like a couple of crazy weeks with family and stuff, so we had to take a hiatus, but we're back and we're scheduled for the next like 4 or 5 weeks.
Whoa.
So welcome to Clutter here in Beacon, New York, and in Weymouth, the UK.
Hello.
CZ over there, the home of designer toys. So if you're watching us on Instagram right now, come over to YouTube because the water's warm and we're live. So how is everybody today? What's up? What's up, Alex? Let's start with you. How are you today?
Yo, I'm fucking great. Or I'm gosh darn great. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Can't curse in the first.
Oh my god. I can't.
It's okay.
The sacred rule.
We just got demonetized.
Yeah,
That's okay.
But that's okay because we're not monetized, so we can't be demonetized.
word.
Oh, fucking whatever.
How are you, CZ?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm
That's good.
surviving all the snow in Weymouth that we haven't got. So
My brother in Swansea got snow though.
yeah, there's loads about. Yeah, I just got rain all day. So
Yeah,
I don't
Well-
think the Americans know where Swansea is.
doesn't matter. They can look it up on a map.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to spell Swansea.
It's in Wales, so that's a clue.
Yeah, just Google Wales. First learn how to spell Wales and then Google Wales.
That's a clue.
It's easy. I love your track top though. It's so dope.
oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I dug it out. It was deep in the wardrobe, and I was fucking freezing, so I put it on. Yeah, quite
Rough,
like it. It's all right.
I love that name. we have somebody join us called Rough Parsley, which is awesome. It's a
That's like
great
a
name.
porn name.
It is. We're supposed to get snow here tomorrow into Saturday, which kind of sucks because we have 2 awesome shows opening this weekend. We have a small painting show by Risa Boogie Res, and we also have a Rio's custom show, which we're super excited about. And we're going to look at a couple of the customs right now and get excited for the show. And we're hoping that the snow doesn't cancel the opening. Either way, we'll have the online opening, but hopefully we'll still be able to have the one in person. So who should we look at first? Should we look at CZ's first?
Yes.
Since CZ is here with us. Here we go. This is CZ. Tell us a little bit about your custom.
Yeah, so it's just one of my friends died up north in the week, and he was one of my artist friends.
Aww.
And then-
I just kind of, it's that rest in paint thing. So it's for anybody that's, lost one of
Sorry.
lost one of your artist friends. Just rest in paint, innit? So there you go.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm fucking the whole thing up today. I've forgotten how to use things. All right, I'm gonna do a close-up. That was my mission, and I may have failed it, but I was trying.
No, I think there we go.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. Yeah. So I just went for the grayscale, just to highlight the nice little paints, and then he's got his little tear going on, and he's
Aw.
got his 2 little paint brushes. So he's there.
What was the name of the guy who died?
Alchemist.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, this one goes out to him then.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It definitely looks like your style.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm. So this is CZ's custom for the Rio show this weekend. I'm going to show you a couple of others while we're here. This one is by Flyboy, which is crazy.
Oh, that is so sick.
Look at this. So I think this is the first time Flyboy's been in one of our shows. So that's exciting. All of these parts are magnetic.
Whoa.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
can't see how to put it back on.
That's so cool.
So this show is going to be super dope. If you are around this weekend, come check it out. If you're not, check it out online at clutter.co. And then
that's freaky. I like it.
he's really good. I'll show the Instagrams. And then last but not least, for my previews for today, is KLAV's, because KLAV's going to be on with us shortly. So let's show off KLAV's too.
Nice.
Rad.
Yeah, so good.
I like the pink hair.
I like the pink hair too. The pink and green looks super cool together.
Maybe we can get KLAV to dye his hair pink.
Yes, his long locks of hair.
Yeah. Never too late.
All right, how do I remove myself? All right.
You don't have to leave the close-up cam.
Well, I'm good for now. If you're on Instagram, come to YouTube. Stop talking to us on Instagram. We can't read the comments. They're too far away. What else? What else is new? Alex, what have you been doing in the back there?
Yeah, I've been busy shipping stuff, doing a lot of shipping.
Who is that?
Yeah, if you guys are, we're shipping out the Glow Show. So if people are,
All right.
where are you going?
I'll be right back. There's somebody at the
There's
door
someone
with
at
a
the door,
package.
of course,
Somebody
because we're
show.
live on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Well, let me tell you guys, we are shipping the Glow Show. So that is that's going out right now. So we've been sending out PayPal invoices. So if you got your PayPal invoice, that is going out to you very, very soon. And the stuff from the Krista Becky show as well, that's going out too. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. A whole lot of shipping.
Customer service and shipping.
Yeah, totally. If you're calling, I'm probably going to answer the phone and we're going to have a nice little conversation. I'm going to tell you everything is all good. So that's cool too.
That's awesome.
Right on.
And then we have a few releases happening next week too,
Yes.
which we're excited about.
We have so many projects in the works here at Clutter that we're like
Overwhelmed.
we're ready to start just pushing stuff out in 2023. So next week is the week that it's gonna start
yeah.
to kick
So
off.
we have two projects that have been in the works for quite a while, and are ready at the factory to ship to us. So we're gonna drop them so that people can grab them and they'll be on their way. This one we've already we did a network release of.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Style Master General Dundee vinyl figure. So these are ready and about to ship to us. It's a piece of fluff hanging from the foot for some reason.
Fluffy foot. Yep.
So these are incoming.
For those of you who have already purchased one, yours are on the way. They're not all about to ship. There's actually a big chunk of them that have already shipped, so that by the time we're dropping, yours will be shipped to you.
There you go.
There's quite a few. There's a few people who purchased them in the initial drop. Those will be in your hands.
Here he is.
I love this figure, and this is the original colorway. Hey, what's up, Alex? This is the colorway that's based on some of the famous photos of Dondi where he's wearing his blue tracksuit.
Yeah.
So matching that kind of that vibe of those famous photos.
Have you smoked 20 cigarettes today?
Yeah, that's my. Can you imagine smoking like 3 packs of cigarettes a day?
I've never smoked cigarettes, so
I was talking about this with someone today. Like, can you imagine how many cigarettes you'd have to smoke an hour to smoke 3 packs a day? Have you done it, CZ?
Because CZ smokes, so he can.
How much what's the most you've ever smoked, CZ?
Dude, that's a lot, man.
I've
probably done 2 packets if I was drinking and that.
2 packs, but you're saying not like every day.
No way, man. You
like on a bender.
Yeah. If you've had a mad night out or something, yeah.
Sure, but that almost doesn't
like
count.
normally, yeah.
Like a pack a day is even a lot.
But I've heard of people doing it in the past when their job is like they're sat at a desk and they're on the phone all day. Do you know what I mean? And they just smoke all day. Do you know what I mean? It's like
that was like back in the 70s and 80s, just all day.
Yeah. Just smoking.
Crazy.
We have Ghost Fox toys in the comments.
Yes.
We should drop them a link, but maybe we'll get them next week.
Yeah.
So, talking of Ghost Fox toys, I think we may have sneaked this before, but these are ready. So next week we are going to be releasing them to the wilds of the toy collecting community. This is the box. Whoa. It's really cool, super spooky, with the cool graveyard cutout. I love it.
That looks great.
Yeah, so this is in this box, and this is the cam box.
Oh, so good.
This is a Cambot that went exactly the way we love to work with artists, where, you know, sculpted it, we scanned it, we engineered it, and sent it to the factory, and they produced it based on their sculpt.
Sorry.
It's so much fun, and it's great to have just such a direct connection with a toy.
Yep. So this was based on. Did you just say it was based on their custom?
I did, but you can tell them again.
All right. So in the last, that's kind of blurry. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. Was it the last DTA Cambot show? Or the one before? I can't remember.
I think the one before.
This was a custom piece that Ghost Fox Toys entered, and we just loved it so much. We were like, oh my God, we have to create that as a vinyl. So like you said, we took that custom before we shipped it out to the person that bought it. Somebody out there owns
The original. Yeah.
Which is super cool. And we scanned it and made this super cute Cambot skull graveyard monster.
Is this the first Cambot that has articulating arms?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't articulate a lot.
No, they're just like little spooky moving arms.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
this your first Cambot with an upside down cross?
this is the first Cambot with an upside down cross with little arms, with ears,
An upside down cross.
with yard feet, and on a little base.
Yeah.
It's a lot of firsts. And it's the first with the ghost that comes out of the tip.
Yeah.
Production. So here he is. And the secret to him is that he glows in the dark.
Whoa.
Which I can't show you right now, but he does. So get ready for next week when we will tell you all the info. More of the info about this one.
What's up, Alex?
That's fun.
So yeah, you are on Instagram. Next week, get ready. Get
happening.
ready.
And if you're on Instagram,
YouTube.
come to YouTube.
We never did take a vote on these.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We just
Oh.
I couldn't remember how to put up a poll, so I didn't put up a poll.
We should.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already decided, right?
Well, Cece likes this one, and I like this one, so I don't think there's been a decision made.
I think the more pinker one now that I've seen them all like.
This one, yes, this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right. Well,
I think we can make a decision because like it's fucking ours.
It's ours. Yeah,
Can we get a close up?
yeah. Let
Close-up
me put my
cam.
close-up cam on. All right, people. Who,
They're all really, really great. They are. I fucking love
They
them.
are. They are.
And who's the artist again?
This one is totally dope.
this is Gabby.
I just
Custom
know.
toy. She's from South America, and
I
these.
mean, maybe it should
are-
be this one.
Well, these we are currently finishing up the lineup for Series 2 Blind Box Cambots, and so she made these 3 for concepts for that series, and we have to pick one to make for the series.
Mhm.
So my vote, I'm going to show you all 3 of them, then I'll tell you my vote. So this is the pink 3-eyed cat with sparkles and rainbows and cherry and, you know, just marvelous things. And it would look so cute.
It works in a series. It works in the series.
What if it was flocked?
Oh, what if it was flocked?
Ooh.
You're giving away all of our secrets. This is a black one, which we absolutely love too, but we have another black kind of skull design Cambot coming out with somebody else
Yes.
that we can't talk about yet, but would kind of, this is too similar, we think. So we think not this one. And then there is this gray one called Brains, which is also awesome. And her just paint is so tight and just really cool. So we're going to take photos of this and we're going to vectorize them for the series. Gabby's more of a traditional artist, so
Mhm.
we just had to paint them, which is awesome. So between these two, these are what it comes down to: pink or gray.
Go for pink one here with rough parsley.
Or pink or gray.
So you
Mine,
can't keep Dangerbot in the back.
I vote pink flock. Yeah,
Nice.
I agree. The reason I think pink is because there aren't that many cute,
Pink Cambots.
cute designs in general.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this
we know roughly what the designs are, don't we?
we do. We know all the other designs, so
Yeah.
that makes it easier for us. But
Can you just not do both?
I mean, this one is amazing, and that one may be a better.
we could do this
Fit in the
one
series.
later as something else, but
Yeah.
we only have one spot in the series.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Could we just put the one that we don't choose like on my shelf, and it'll just be like both of ours? We just keep it at my house.
they'll probably end up in a DTA Cambot show. That's where custom Cambots usually end up.
Yeah.
So come on, people in the chat, can you vote? Pink or grey? Pink or grey?
Let's hear it.
I'm looking at the screen, so it's confusing me.
Yeah.
But pink or grey? All right, you can vote, and we'll come back to it. Grey +1. All right.
All right.
Let's remove myself. Back to you, Alex. You, what's new? Give us the news.
Oh, all right. So we are getting a lot of votes here. Oh my god, a whole bunch of votes just came in. We got gray, we got pink. I'm gonna bring them up here. So we got gray +1. Then we got I love the pink, but then also we got just the tip.
There you go.
And then
Joking this.
another vote for pink here from Louis Tehran.
I think there's
All right.
5 votes for pink and 1 vote for gray.
All right.
Yeah.
For the pink, none for the stink.
Yes. Let's start the show.
Oh, yeah, let's all right. Let's move on with our lives. Oh, we're getting votes on Instagram.
Okay.
I forgot this was happening. We have 2 votes for pink on Instagram.
Pink's winning.
Pink's winning.
Pink's
yes,
winning.
you're all right.
All right.
You're
It's
all
going to
right.
be pink.
I'm gonna switch you guys back over.
All right. So thanks for joining us. Today's show, we have the amazing KLAV back for part 2 because he's fresh from Japan and we want to hear all about Wonderfest, right?
Yes.
And we also have, lurking in the background, Mr. Dangerbot, who's going to come and hang out with us. He's today's toy tank. We're just going to hang out.
We love him
Because-
too much to keep him in the background
Yeah.
the whole show.
And you know, he's always chatting in the chat, so he can say those things live.
Exactly.
All right, Alex, bring them on.
All right.
Hello.
Whoa. Hello.
Oh,
Should we change the view?
Put Clav in the hot seat.
Yeah.
No.
Put him
There
on
he
the-
is.
There he is.
Yes. Hey
Change
guys,
chickens.
I switched to my bedroom. Just
Oh,
so you guys know.
this is where the magic happens.
Wait, you-
Yeah, it's like dinner time and teenagers be running through the kitchen and
Whoa. Art dads.
lots of too much. Yeah, my dad's.
We should start a new podcast called Art Dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? You guys good?
Good.
Good, good. Welcome back.
Are you going to customize that course, or is that one that you're actually keeping as a?
That's unknown. I buy them all to customize them, but then I have like 30 of them. So, I'm actually in the process of painting one of the Chum 20th anniversary ones.
Nice.
The like Michelin Man guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a desecration.
Is it?
Yeah, I bought 2 of them. So
No.
Okay.
Fine.
I got the white one and then I got pink. And I collect pink toys, so I was really
Like saving a baby seal and clubbing a baby seal.
yeah. But the I ended up painting over I primed the pink one because the white one's gloss. It's like high gloss.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And the pink one was like, I don't know, it's like matte,
Yeah.
just crappy pink color. But
You hear that, Cause?
I mean, I have a bunch. Like in this room right now, I think there's 8 of them. So,
Okay.
but yeah, my cat has knocked over quite a few, and I'm actually going to customize one of the dissected ones because the leg broke off. So,
Oh. That's a good reason to customize it.
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Okay. So, what's up, Dangerbot? I want to say hello to you, so you're not just in the background. Look.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
How's Florida?
Florida's very Florida.
Is it full of?
Yeah.
full of
Yeah.
Floridians?
Little
Alligator, snakes, Trumpers. It's all crazy.
Meatball Ron's running around everywhere.
Is that racist?
Meatball Ron?
Yeah. 'Cause
No.
He's an Italian. He's Italian.
Is that racist? No, but it's been a thing on the internet for a while now that the last white race you can make fun of are Italians.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's still fair game.
I don't care. I don't like them. I'm just curious.
On that note,
Oh,
that's
man.
awesome. All right, we're gonna come back to you. So, Claire,
Stick dangerous on the box. Like coming back to you later.
we'll come back to you.
It's what's called the danger box.
Yeah, change the box.
Well, there was that thing about the new Mario movie. That Mario doesn't have an accent.
Oh yeah, it's like
because it would
Yes. So like like growing up playing Mario games, he was always had this like really bad Italian accent.
yeah.
And in the movie now he's like completely like no accent, speaks perfectly clean, like normal
That's
English. Really weird.
strange.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
They're coming for all of our Italian heroes. It's sad.
Going for our Italian.
Watch out, Rocky Balboa.
God damn it.
So you were in Japan.
Yeah, so I was in Japan at the beginning of February, maybe like first week. I was there for 8 days. My jet lag on the way back lasted about 8 days, so I feel like I was gone, like I lost like a month traveling there. I hadn't been in since like 2019,
Right.
or actually the end of 2018. So it was actually like being gone, like not going there for 4 years was definitely it was interesting to see, like going back to Tokyo and seeing like how much things have changed.
Yeah.
Obviously, in 4 years, but like seeing it from like a toy perspective of like going and like hitting up all the stores and going through like Akihabara and going to like all like the model and like paint stores, and then doing like all the like designer toy spots and all the vintage shops out in Nakano. And so it was interesting to see like sort of a shifting of there was a little bit more sofubi in the marketplace of like designer sofubi, and you could see it actually like there was some of the department stores, there was like even some displays. And I started going there years ago to buy paint and things like that. So I've been going like every like 18 months.
Yeah.
For like almost 10 years.
Wow.
So it was interesting to see like sort of a shift, and you saw like there seemed to be a little bit more like Western designers who were making Japanese sofubi. You started to see their toys in some of the display cases. So it was really cool to see.
Understanding is that the toys in Japan, for the most part, are not considered designer toys.
Correct. Yeah.
And
so
we would think our designer toys, their perception of them is not the same.
Right. Like there's no like, so like I describe it as what I call it Western vinyl, or the urban vinyl. It's the PVC, like what Cambot is.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And which is really the powerhouse of the American designer toy. Like that's like you don't see any of that. There's like none. And then there it was a Pop Mart opened a big store in Harajuku. And it's just like all blind boxes. It's like 3 floors of blind boxes.
It's crazy how Pop Mart blew up like that. Like when they first started, they were just such a small like niche company, and then they just like blew up with blind boxes.
Yes. So but then you saw like I did see some spots that had like Planet X, which is soft vinyl made in Hong Kong. And they were actually selling that in Japan. So that was like so like things are you're starting to see some other influences from designers penetrating into the Japanese collection. But yeah, so the toys aren't necessarily designer toy isn't really it's not really a term that's used. It's just toys.
Right.
Yeah, I've discussed that a few times with different artists. It's like, well, what's the right word for what we do? And it's like there really isn't a good translation.
Yeah, but it was cool, and you know, I'm still really connected with the sci-fi modeling scene, so I got to see some good old friends, Ko Yokoyama and Max Watanabe, and they're like old school 1980s Japanese model makers, and so we hung out and we had lunch and we went shopping and we, you know, went to like different offices, and even they were starting to see like how like what so food like with the new market, you know, and Ko, who is the creator of Machine and Krieger, um he was looking at, you know, trying to bring some of his designs into Sofubi, and so it was, and I just gone to the factory that makes mine, so we're like having videos and we're showing, you know, we're going over painting techniques, and um, so it was cool. Um, sorry, my daughter's trying to call me right now.
Where are you? Where'd you go? We were right here.
Is
2
there any more
seconds ago.
pizza?
Yeah.
No, I ate the pizza. Well, I'm just gonna live text her.
Yeah.
Tell her.
Always said hi.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm live.
yeah.
Kid cam.
Kid cam.
The but it was cool. It was like the trip was awesome. Like it was really a different experience. Like, you know, normally like I would sort of running around, I would go and I would buy like a shit ton of scale models and a ton of paint. And this year it was like I was just sort of, I wasn't really buying toys, but I was just more like looking at everything and soaking it up, and getting ready for Wonderfest. So which was really
paint, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and I did bring back just over 100 bottles of paint.
Wow.
You know, not necessarily the same. You know, I'm not supposed to bring them back. I don't want to get in trouble. So
How'd you bring them back?
What regulatory agency would have to be watching this podcast?
The flight. You know, the
like TSA or something.
Yeah. It's the paint I use is
FDA, like the Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah. I mean, I've been bringing it back for years. Just like, you know, I'm just buying like small bottles, but I'm bringing back like hundreds of them. So, you know, typically I'll bring like an extra bag, and then I'll put my clothes in the bag, and then I'll throw all the paint and toys in my luggage.
Yeah.
I did actually get stopped at security customs coming back into the United States, and they x-rayed my baggage. And I had like an entire suitcase full of Sofubi, and so it must have shown up hollow. Like, I don't know what it would look like, because it's basically all hot, like really thin vinyl. Yeah. And he was like, "What's in this bag?" And I just looked at him and was like, "Toys." And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Toys." And he's like, "Open it up." And I opened it up, and he was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, just get out of here. So but
when we were going to we were going to California, and we had resin going to decon.
Yeah. It's like, what is this stuff? They're like, is it glass?
They made us open it all up and look at it all, and like,
yeah,
filled with cocaine.
I've actually run into problems with like my stickers, like a big brick of stickers, because the vinyl is like solid.
Yeah.
And so when it x-rays, it looks like a full mass. So I've had issues where my suitcase has been opened up because of that.
Oh wow. So
I'm trying not to have like big bricks of stickers anymore.
As a tip, don't travel with bricks of stickers.
Yeah. But so I went over for Wonderfest. Wonderfest is it's like a 1-day festival in outside Tokyo. It's kind of like where all of the like big conventions like Tokyo Comic Con and everything are. And it's huge. It's like the size of Designer Con, floor level.
Yeah.
the new one in Anaheim. It's actually maybe even bigger than that. Most people, it's mostly like garage. It started as like garage kits, and so like basically people casting their own resin products and toys and models and they would normally get like licensing allowances for like one day. So if you wanted to make a Robotech figure, you could get a license and you would only be allowed to sell it for one day. And that's sort of.
I think that they did have a Godzilla license this year because I saw someone post on Instagram a sculpt of a Godzilla that was disallowed.
Yeah.
Which I was like, it was so dope. But I can see why maybe the Godzilla people were like, that's not, because it had like a slide with like another creature coming off the back. Like it was totally something that we would all love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like a weird show. There's a little bit of everything. Like, I mean, it's like crazy stuff that like you could have people who just make decals or like people who make like really elaborate resin toys that are resin models that are like 40 pieces and you have to glue them together. And then there's Sofubi. And then it was so big that I know I didn't really see people twice. Like you basically, and the few people that did speak English that I talked to, they basically said that they come through like it's you get one trip through.
Right.
I was at a booth by myself, so I didn't really leave. I did 8 hours straight of standing there.
Oh my God.
Did you feel like you needed a translator?
No. For the most part, people, they have a little bit of English, and then pointing. I mean, it's almost the same of like if you're at like Designer Con or 5 Points and Asian
creators
visitors come in and they speak a little bit of English and they just sort of point or they show you a photo and they
were you selling in, I'm just gonna ask you some super quick, like were you selling in dollars or yen?
Yen. So which sucks because basically the dollar is really strong right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like increase my prices in yen. Once you convert it to yen, I was like, oh, I'll, $150 would be 150,000 or 100 or 1,500 yen.
Right.
I mean 15,000 yen. But because of the currency exchange, I couldn't do. It wasn't. So I had to up the prices in yen. So. Right. So I looked like, and I'm pretty happy. I always try to price things low, like moderately. Like I don't really like to overprice things.
Yeah.
But because I needed the dollar amount, not the yen amount, my prices were a little bit high. Right. And I think that ended up hurting me a little with my daily sales. But
I mean, if you had priced it in dollars, do you think that it would have people?
I'm not sure. The interesting thing is like people were. It was, my toys are like I only brought tanks, so they're like 4 inches tall.
Right.
They so they were, I was selling them I think for 20,000 yen. Which is it basically ended up being $150,
okay.
Which is actually a little bit cheaper than I sell them here for. But because of the exchange rate, they seemed a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But for me buying stuff, it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Right. No. Keep telling Wonderfest stories because I've heard a little bit. We've spoken. You've won a story. You can go right to that story if you want, or you can tell us other stories first.
Wait, which story?
The Shikaluna.
All right. So yeah. So I was at the factory that makes my tank gave me a table, and I was parked next to them, and they had this huge. So, and they sold also Fubi, and all day they had just had like a ton of people come through, and they had these 2 huge I mean, like maybe 30-inch Sofubi, sort of Godzilla style characters. And it's like it's like, I guess, like some classic like underground kaiju thing. But they had two of these, and they had like a raffle. And they had different tiers set up. So they had, like, two giant ones that were number one, and then they had 5 number twos.
Tier 1 were these two
Huge. They were huge. I mean, like
Right.
two, like they would have cost, like, if
So
you
this-
were going to buy one, it would have been
Is
like
it Sikaluna or Shikaruna?
Sikaluna.
Sikaluna.
Yeah.
So Sikaluna was doing raffling, and they had a tier system.
Yeah.
And tier 1 were these two giant Godzilla.
Huge, like monstrous. So
Right.
like 3 times the size of, or like twice as big as a Rotten Rex. Just huge. And then
Tier
and
2.
then second one, they had maybe like, like, a foot sized, like this size. They would have maybe like 10 of those. And then a third one, they would have like a smaller, and they had 20 of those, and then smaller. And so they had like 6 different tiers.
Like a pyramid tier.
Yeah.
Pyramid.
And like the lowest tier you said were like keychains.
Like keychains, and like maybe like finger puppet sized Sofubi.
Yeah.
And for $10, or for 1,000 yen, which is what, like $7, but it should have been $10.
Right.
You got one ticket, and people were lined up, and they were buying like $100 worth, and then they would like rip them open, and they would get what they got. And so, like, if you didn't get anything, you still got your keychain, but you could end up with like a number 2 or number 1, but nobody won the number ones for like 45 minutes.
So they gave you like an envelope to open?
Yeah, you had this like envelope that was like stapled in half.
Okay.
And I was just watching them, just like the amount of money that was coming in through this. It was incredible. And then somebody won one of the big ones, but because they had 2, people kept getting back in line and buying more.
Yeah.
So even so, that way, like, if they got, if somebody drew the number 1 first, it's not over, because you still have all the other ones. And then, I mean, it went on for like an hour and a half, maybe. Like, I've never seen anything like it. I've been trying to figure out how to replicate that for 5 points.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then, and I watch people like just spend money, like just like $100, like $100. And then one dude rolls up and he buys 1 ticket, and he walks away with this gigantic fucking
That would
toy
be
For
so
$10.
annoying.
$10.
Could you imagine being the guy that spent like $300 in tickets and standing next to the guy that rolls up and buys 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
so pissed.
But
Right. So
it's an incredible system, because it just like it creates this froth.
Yeah.
right. And because they had 2, like, the trick is they had 2 of the big toys.
Right.
Right.
And so, like, so even if that first one got drawn early, you still have, like, they still have a chance to make a good amount of money. And they ended up throughout the day, like, even after like all the bigger toys were done, they still had some of the medium-sized ones, and people would walk by and be like, "Oh, sure, I'll buy one." And people were still buying them towards the end of the day.
Amazing.
It was incredible. And I was joking around with the owner of Sikaluna about it, about how amazing it was to watch.
Yeah, oh my god! If you bring a 3-foot tank to 5 points and do that same system, I'm fucking dropping money. Let's do it. Let's do a clap.
You could
Yeah.
vote.
There are
You
big
could
things
vote
that could be brought out. I mean, it's just kind of an incredible system. You have to have the right product.
You have to have the right product and the design. And I think, like, what made it sort of legal, it's not really like, because they had like the consolation prize.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one thing I was like concerned about. I'm like, wait, are they like, is this like like, who's like, is
Right.
somebody gonna say they're,
But are the
You said
gambling laws
that-
the same in
no.
Japan though?
I don't know, but you said that basically if you bought 10 tickets,
You got like, yeah, I think you got the
if you pulled a 6 and a 6 and a 5 and a 4 and a 3, you got the number 3.
yeah, I think so. I think you got the highest tier.
One. That's the other thing. Like you didn't get each thing that you pulled.
What? Why?
Yeah, people were getting like one, like they were winning like one toy, like
That
for
doesn't
all
make
their.
sense.
So
Surely
there
you get
weren't
one per ticket.
blank slips.
No, every slip had like
you got your best slip. You
yeah,
didn't get 5 things.
and you opened up in front of them, like
That
it was.
doesn't make sense. Hang on, that element doesn't make sense.
Dude, this is bonkers.
Yeah.
Like if you buy, surely you would just buy one and then go back around and buy another one.
Because if each time you open it,
Yeah, maybe.
oh,
Maybe I misunderstood. It was a long day, so.
I walk around with just like giant piles of cash that day.
I mean, it was like their cash box, like they were like putting like taking money away, like because it's also everything at Wonderfest was cash too.
Yeah.
So, you know, and there were some other American artists there. I saw Mark Nagata was there, Don Data Dub,
yeah,
and Science Patrol, Creature Bazaar was there. I know
MVH was in town, but maybe he wasn't at Wonderfest.
Yeah, so Rich, it's funny, is Rich was there like 2 weeks after.
Okay, because he had the gallery opening at Black Pearl.
Yes, correct. So, so it was I live like 20 minutes away from Rich, so it was kind of funny that.
Right.
You have to go all the way to the, yeah.
Totally. I forget about that all the time.
And we use the same paint, so I was sending him like maps of like where to go to buy certain paints, and he was trying to track down one color that he's been out of for a while. So.
Okay. You don't have to divulge which color.
Yeah, I didn't. It was a color that I didn't use, so
yeah.
It didn't matter.
Right
but it was a really like the interesting part about the show was it like the audience was like a vastly new audience, and I was expecting to see more Chinese, Hong Kong buyers, but I guess the travel restrictions for China is a little bit harder still.
Yeah, I think so.
So there weren't. I did see I saw some faces that I recognized and knew from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
People come up and say hello, and and that's and I'm curious if those same travel restrictions are going to affect us here in New York, 5 points in June.
We just lifted our travel restrictions on China.
All right. Well, there you go.
We'll see.
They just announced it like yesterday,
or
they announced that they're about to lift it. So by the summertime,
it should be fine.
Fingers crossed, no new insanity. Should be fine.
Yeah. But it was an awesome show. I know like Rampage normally goes. I think I painted some of his toys for the show.
Yeah.
Is he going to be there?
With Buana, right? Like now? Soon?
Yeah. Yep.
For like the Buana.
Today is actually Rampage's birthday.
Wasn't that yesterday?
No.
I said happy birthday to him yesterday.
Yesterday was his.
He didn't correct me.
Yesterday was his birthday eve.
Oh, well, he didn't correct me. He was like, "Great, thank you."
I actually asked him if he wanted to come on and shoot the shit with all of us tonight in more of this like chill out format, and like he was like, "It's my birthday, man."
He doesn't want to talk toys on his birthday.
No, he was going to go eat a hamburger or something.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame him.
But this is where the action's at.
Yeah, he got shit for being on the podcast last time and talking about what he talked about. So I think he wants to come back still. So.
Yeah. You know, so much drama. So did you? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna jump to the going to the Sofubi factory.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, please.
Which, even though I've been collecting and painting Sofubi for a while, and even having it's been 2 years, I think. Yeah, like 2 years of me making tanks. I didn't really understand it. It's still, it's sort of like almost like a secret, but not really.
How they pull sofubi?
No, just like the whole process. Like I had no idea that, like, like the liquid they put the molds in. I
Salt.
thought that was like oil or
Oh
something.
no, it's salt. It's water with salt.
It's salt. It's water with like a ton of chemicals in it,
Yeah.
so that the temperature stays like it's at like boil like 100 degrees Celsius, but it doesn't boil.
Yeah.
And so when they add new water to it and there's not enough chemicals in it, it turns into this like piranha pit. It's fucking crazy.
Right.
And then I also didn't know that every time you pour a mold, it has to go into a pressure pot.
Yes.
Which really slows down the whole process. And then once you start doing like a clear, just like clear resin or like some weird glittery shit or, all the stuff that people want, that takes longer. So, so each pull for a tank, you're looking at like 20 minutes roughly. So
right.
So like the process of like, and they really only do 1 or 2 molds at a time. It's not like there's like, a huge space, like the whole factory. And I say factory with like,
right, in quotation marks. Right.
Yeah, it's like the size of my living room.
Right.
And
maybe like what, 4 or 5 feet long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see. And then they were casting some other stuff while I was there. And then, as we started talking and we were like immediately, like the Hiro-san, the guy who owns it, spoke no English at all.
Right.
But as we were shown, like in typical, like sort of all the, like when you meet somebody who you're interested, like you sort of talk through photos and pointings and, like, and it turned out that we both had, like we both liked the same artists. And so as the day went on, I was maybe there for like 3-4 hours. As it went on, he just kept handing me toys to take home. He's like, "Here, take this home. Here, take this home." And it was and then they ended up pulling my tank. Then they like pulled my tank for me, and it seems like you're about to pull it up.
Yeah. I have pulled up the video for you, so I'm not putting the sound on, so you can talk over it and tell us. I don't know how to make it full screen, but
yeah. So that first shot was the molds. This is them pouring vinyl. They were pulling this cool like metallic blue.
Yeah.
And then they go and put it in the pressure pot.
Yep.
And I cut this down to get 90 seconds. Then they heat it up and then they pour it out. They pour the vinyl out.
Yep.
And then they heat it up again.
Yep.
Wow.
And then
that's the hot water then. That's like the boiling hot water that's
yeah. And then they sort of scrape off the edge of the mold. You froze there, but so then they like scrape it out and they do this like grippy thing and then they yank it out. So there's no seams
right
in sofubi.
Wow.
Right.
And it's hot. Like when you pick it up right after this, it's really soft, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was like almost too hot to touch.
Right.
like that metallic silver color.
Yeah. So it's like this blue metallic, and you see sort of. And I've casted, like I went to study sculpture, so I've casted like ceramics and plaster and resin and bronze and iron and aluminum and all sorts of different metals, and getting to see how they cast hollow vinyl. It was like mind blowing. It's a lot like slip casting in ceramics. If anybody knows, that sort of idea is like how your toilet's made. It's a very similar process,
right?
But it was really fucking cool. And then and it was like, and then also they have like they have a crew of like they're like they have painters, and so like just getting to like hang out and talk to all of them about process. I hand paint everything, which is not a traditional way of painting sofubi.
Right.
So like they were really interested in like all the layering that I do and how going through some stuff, and I had some toys with me and gave them to him. So it was cool. And then, after Wonderfest, we all went out and we had this like huge blowout evening.
At the factory though, did they complain about like the dog dick problem?
No, a little bit.
What's the dog dick problem?
Well, the color so when you have a marble, so basically when they pour the vinyl in and then they pour it back out, they save it and they reuse it. So when you pour a marble like a pink and green, you pour some green in and then you pour some pink in, and when you pour it out, it turns into what Josh calls dog dick. It's like
dog dick color,
pinkish, brown, yellowy.
Right. So I mean, part of what, like when we've ordered Sofubi for some of our toys and we've marbled, and the factory wants to charge a premium for marbling because they wind up with a certain amount of dog dick.
Yeah. So this is like dog dick.
Right. So I've always said, just cast all the dog dick and we'll buy the beautiful marble and we'll also buy the dog dick. Don't just charge us a premium. Just charge us, just make it all and send it. And so you and I, KLAV, we stood at 5 Points and Don Data Dub had all those really cool dog dick apes. I don't remember who the artist was.
Yeah, the Awesome Toy. Yeah,
Awesome Toy. But you could see
as the progression of the casting.
Toys, it was like, well, that one's kind of almost marbled, and then it was like, well, that one's not really marbled, and then like, whoa, and then like the last 4 or 5 were just pure dog dick, and they were great. And you bought some, and I think I bought one too because I was like, it's cool. I don't care.
Wait, so dog dick is the industry term? No, okay. I was like,
no, but
what do they call it in Japanese? I mean,
I have no idea, but I've actually started using that term for any sort of light brown color. So like there's a hockey team that plays locally, like a beer league team, and they're like, when I get off the ice on Thursday nights, they're normally playing on the other sheet, and they have dog dick uniforms. And I've started talking to people. I'm like, oh, the dog dick color, and then I have to explain what it actually means. I'm like, it's an industry standard.
That's technical.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up. That was described to me by Americans in Japan.
Yeah. So what also happens is when I place an order for my toys, I just tell them to pick whatever color they're pouring or whatever they're trying to get rid of. So I paint most of mine anyways. So it also speeds up the process and make the price cheaper. So and if you don't care about the color and they're already pouring or they're at the end of a bucket of, whatever color, it's like, cool, I'll take them.
Right.
So like Rampage purposely asked for dog dick for cheaper costs.
Right. If you're going to paint it all anyway, it doesn't matter what color.
It doesn't matter.
Yo, Dangerbot, you got any dog dick shirts?
Yeah, be on the lookout. Next week, dog dicks.
Oh, the Red Rocket? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Fucking tube of lipstick.
Danger dog dick.
Well, there is a lot of parallels between producing toys, and because a lot of times you'll have like people scrape out old plastisol and you'll have a bucket of just old ink, but you can't really do anything with it because I mean, when you get to mixing colors and paints, everything kind of winds up brown if you do too much of anything, right? So there's like a lot of shops will have buckets of just shitty old plastisol that nobody wants to use because I'm going to start calling the dog dick now. Yeah. I'm going to start it in the screen printing industry.
I know. When I've done silk screening, I would always I used to screen a lot of skateboards for a local shop, cool. And I would always try to do these like sort of rainbow. Like I would start with one color on one side, but if you move your squeegee at all, it's like this colors start to blend, and then you get five good pulls, and then after that you get dog dick.
Yeah, so that's called a split fountain, and the trick is to not have a lot of ink, just kind of have like a nice bead, and then you can kind of keep going. And then I've seen people that have like ketchup bottles and put ink in it, and just like kind of do a little bead on top to keep the ink flowing. Yeah, no, it's a really cool thing. But I don't know, I could ask you a ton of questions about printing skateboards, but this isn't what this is about. So maybe I'll hit you up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We want to learn too about
No, because it's super interesting. Because I see dudes with setups for printing boards, and it's like a whole jig system. The screens are totally different. You'll have squeegees that are that kind of bend with this, so you can get the concave for the board. No, it's a lot of people try to do it, and it comes out terrible.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with a friend who's actually in Florida who figured it all out.
What's his name?
Matt Collins from Panku Skateboards. He's out of like Sarasota.
Oh, okay, nice. Hit me with that. I'd love that.
But when I was doing, I basically got down to like I was doing, I think 6 inches by 20. I started just making my graphics 6 by 20, and that was wide enough where you could catch most of the skateboard. And then 20, it would be like wheelbase, like a little bit over the wheels.
Yeah.
And then that way I didn't have to worry about any of the curves.
Yeah. So you're doing like modern skateboards or anything, right?
Yeah, because it was first shot. Yeah, it was first shot.
Okay, cool.
So
that's why I think people try to print like those old school decks just because they're flatter and everything. It's like
Zero Skateboards just released a video of them screening a full nose to tail like misfit skull. Like a traditional screen skateboard. So if you look up on their Instagram, you'll see it, and it actually has the curved screen. So the screen is curved to go around the nose and the tail.
Yeah.
So
and it's super untight. It's the exact opposite of everything you do for like traditional printing.
Yeah.
Kind of throw it out the window for skateboards. No, that's really cool.
We should start doing how it's made, but like how it's made screen printed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like how it's made videos.
Have you heard about the skateboard glut right now?
It's sick because there were no boards for like the middle of the pandemic. Wood was really hard to get, so there were no boards.
Yeah.
And boards became really hot because everyone was home and skateboarding.
Right.
They ordered tons of skateboards. So we know a company that has 500,000 boards in a warehouse in San Diego. Can't move them.
Yeah. Crazy. I know for a fact that when all that was going on, they like a lot of the big manufacturers were buying up massive amounts of stock.
Yeah.
So
it happened in every industry. I know screen printing, same thing. T-shirts, hats, all that stuff was just gone.
Yeah, you couldn't get shirts for a minute. I remember that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There was a time when I did pre-orders and then I go to order my shirts and there were, I'm not exaggerating, 0 like XL and 2X black T-shirts on the market.
Yeah, that's why we didn't have many shirts last year for 5 points because it was too hard to get them, even last year, and bags and like everything was crazy. So, wow.
Yeah, and everything's becoming more expensive.
Yep.
But hey, let's keep it clean here, people.
We have a few skateboard-related toys in the works.
We do.
Can't talk about, but they're awesome, and I'll be really excited.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
There's one back there that
we're looking at it right now.
Really nice, right?
You guys don't even know what I see right here. This
I
is
know,
really nice.
and we can't even show it or talk about it. That's a bad situation.
It's getting straightened out. The skateboard market's kind of gone off the rails, along with other things. So, and I don't know anything about it. It's just what's described to me.
A lot of companies are having issues.
So
we're waiting for those companies to straighten themselves out.
Yeah, and then just some cool stuff that we've got background.
Oh, so it's not a licensing issue. It's an issue with the company you're working with.
It's an issue with the disparity in the skateboarding market. So, like, we've made stuff, and now people need to straighten out their own marketing plans before we can come to market with our toys.
That sucks.
Yeah. We're just riding it out, man. We're just smiling. Look at the baby, smile, look at the baby. Okay, so back to you, KLAV. So you went to the factory and then you went out to dinner.
Yeah, we had a great night. Well, I went to the factory before Wonderfest. So we didn't go out directly from the factory because Wonderfest, you basically, the show has like, there's no big cases. You get a table. So like an elaborate table display is like, a cardboard staircase, like a little cardboard display. So you set up in the morning and you pack up at the end of the day and you leave. So you don't really go out drinking the night before. And then like the bigger, like Cicaluna, they had, because they had a, like, they were given a load in time because you basically take the train there, but they drove, so they had a specific load in time. So they had to load in at like 6 a.m. or something.
Right.
Something crazy like that. So after the show, we went out and it was, you're like the entire crew from the factory was there, and we had like an entire restaurant in a little town. It was like in a bar, and it was just like course after course of like these like small plates, and it was like each thing was better than the previous thing that came out, and it was just beer after beer, and then we were drinking bottles of soju. And
Dangerous.
it turned into a very long night.
So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
If that happened, how did you sort the bill out? Like, how did that work?
Oh, the factory paid for it.
Ah,
So it was like celebration of their really massive raffle.
yes. So like, we have all this cash. Let's go spend it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was great, and and it sort of culminated at the end with this huge hot pot of like meat and vegetables, and then when you eat all the food out of it, it still has a broth, and then they bring ramen noodles and throw it in the broth, and it was just like one thing after another, but like it's so spaced out, and it's not like all the food's at your table at one time, so you don't like, you eat like a little bit, and then you go to the next thing and you eat a little bit more.
Right.
So it was cool, and it was good. It was an awesome trip. Like it was just, sadly the pandemic was smack in the middle of my last trips, so it was nice to get back, and like obviously now you're seeing like a bunch of other artists heading over, and so it's hopefully it's definitely a turn in the right direction where like the world is definitely getting back to normal, or at least how it was before.
That's awesome.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Any toy drama? Any Japanese toy drama?
I don't think so. Not that I want to talk about on here.
So the answer was yes. But
I mean, I'm sure there's always some toy. Yes, I'm pretty sure there's some good drama.
You find that the drama's worse in Japan? I want to have like a meter of like who's got the worst drama, the American / the English speakers versus the Japanese. Like who's drama?
I don't know. I mean, I think every scene, whether each country has its own sort of drama, and being involved in so many different countries of like showing work in different places, like I hear a lot about every place. So
yeah,
sure.
So Cliff, I'm curious, like, so you were just like, oh, there's a toy like this, and you pull out this fucking wicked like two-headed monster that's like, I guess, right next to you, and then you were like, oh, but like, look at this little dog dick toy. What are these toys that you got next to you?
In bed with him, not just next to him. They're in bed with him.
Yeah. These.
Yeah.
Oh, these like little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they gave me like bags of stuff.
Bedtime inspiration.
Not that. So like, they're like these like little, like I guess they got these like this is like a little kappa guy. And I mean they're articulated.
Oh,
like
nice.
That's what's crazy is like.
Yeah, somebody pulled that in Sotheby and
So
actually
cool.
put it together.
Yeah, and there's a head. So this little kappa has 4 pieces. And so I guess he got the rights to this like old like kaiju story that didn't really pan out. And then there's like these like sort of like grotesque, like this is like their main toy. or like one of their most popular ones. I just painted one of these for him and mailed it to him as a gift. But it's just they're a good size. They're very similar in size to like Planet X, about 10, 12 inches roughly. Not like King Corpse size, but
it's a famous toy.
What?
That's a famous toy.
Yeah, that's like one of their big toys, but like I don't know the name of it.
I've so many collections. I've seen shelves of those.
That cat's gonna kill your cord.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's back. But then like this is another one of their toys that I already primed. And it's like a tree guy. Similar size again. But like they're casting, like seeing all the different ways. Like they had a toy that I saw at Three Tides Tattoo that was like, I thought it was a double cast, and it was like what we would assume is like the resin double cast. It was a double cast sofubi. So it was the outer shell was clear, and then the inner piece was a different color. And in order to do that, you basically have to heat up the outer one so that it's like almost so soft, and then you sort of jam it in. And I saw it in a store before I went to the factory, and then at the factory they had one, and then we talked about how it was made. And it was cool. Like it was like
when they do the exterior clear, they let it run out.
Yeah,
so it's clear.
No, so they cast two pieces and let them cool,
right?
And then heat up the clear one after it's all cured, and jam it in.
Wow.
Not in the bath.
No.
Not in the bath.
Just with like a heat gun or nothing.
I have a question.
That's interesting.
About the
get that molecular bond.
Yeah, I have a question about the licensing aspect. Do you know anything about how those licenses work?
I don't. I have no idea. And I know that like, so with Ko Yokoyama, who owns the licensing for Machine and Krieger, for him, I think you have to like write him and propose what you want to sell. Right. And he actually has like stickers that he'll give out so that when you sell the sticker, it has like a little like foil symbol for his.
That was the same with the Akamatsu Godzillas.
Yeah.
He had like special.
There's a sticker. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you have to get pre-approved, and then I think you obviously then pay.
That was the question. Is like you have to pay the license.
But then you can get this foil sticker that you put on your header card that makes it.
That says, "Hey, this is official." Right.
Yeah.
And then how is it policed? I guess it's not really.
Well, you only get a certain number of stickers, so you get like you might buy 30 stickers.
Right. I was just like wondering how you could do that here. I just can't see any company in the States being open-minded enough with their license to let
but what's weird is, but they don't like me painting a toy of another designer is a problem. So it's like it's weird. It's like this like double standard where they're giving out licensing to produce things and have them. But then at the same time, like if I went and painted somebody else's toy, like I could get in trouble for that.
Right.
So,
models as well.
Oh man.
Like with model kits, if you build somebody else's model, like is that going to be like an?
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't know if I could like sell somebody else's model.
Could you imagine like getting a Turtles license for a day to do that? Like I can't imagine that anybody would be like, all right, let's do that. Like, it'd be like, well, that's too like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's possible you can because you're talking about factories getting a license. So you're an artist who has a relationship with a factory, so you know your sculpt is approved.
Right.
And then you're going to buy a rack. Right? You're going to buy your mold rack.
Right.
And then you know that you need to sell X number of pieces to pay for your rack, and then how many pieces to make money.
Right. I guess it's not knowing what the license, like how they work out the splits for the licenses that would.
Well,
it's interesting. It would be something cool to do. I just don't see how anybody here would be like, yes, that's okay. Like, being like, oh yeah, here you
nobody
go.
here is going to give out like a
No.
1-day license.
Right. And I think some of the numbers are really small. You know, like people are doing runs of like 10
Right.
or something like that.
If you can sell a Godzilla, and I've seen some of these pieces, you know, if you can sell a Sotheby toy for $3,000 or $4,000, it's the most insane pull.
Yep.
You only need to sell 6 of them to pay for the rack and pay for the license and make profit. You know,
Yeah.
I guess the other question too is how many of them get sold without the sticker?
Well, that's the big, and recently I've seen, you know, in the past few years, you always see like the, you know, the leftovers being sold online, which was a new thing, because it used to only be that were only available at Wonderfest.
Yeah.
Do
you think the pandemic did that though? Because people.
No, it started before the pandemic. And I think maybe they started to do some of the licensing, like, all right, we're gonna have so many available on this date, and then there's so many available online. Which would be a great plug for me, that I still have leftovers from Wonderfest on my website. So
the website.
It's the Moyo Gallery.
Yeah.
.com. It's linked in my Instagram. I don't really understand. I think that's part of the things I don't really understand about the show. Like, I didn't really get into, like, I think I was also supposed to be like, I was supposed to have like tax stickers or something, because like I was just the stupid American there. Like,
oh nice. I'm gonna look at that right
just
now.
Did you feel like that? Did you?
No, but I'm saying, like, but I was just like oblivious to like really what was happening. And like, you know, like the booth next to me, not the factory, but some other guys, they had like hot food delivered. And I was like, wait, like I'm eating like, you know, bag of chips, and these dudes are getting like a delivery service, but they like pre-ordered it. Sigaluna hooked me up with some food though, so it was nice. And I got to basically walk around from like my booth to the bathroom and then back. And that was about.
That sucks.
Oh, these are so cool. Wait, the multicolored tanks are still available?
What's on there is still available.
Oh my god, yeah, so good.
This is like a private, like 5-person, 6-person shopping club. Like,
yeah. So but yeah, it was cool. Like, you know, I think like certain people, like I think Mark Nagata, I think he goes like every time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny, and I've been trying to rationalize, like, did, you know, like having teenage daughters and leaving them here and going away for, you know, 8 days or however long I was gone for, I think 9 days. It was almost too long for me to be away from them because of like just family dynamic.
Sure.
But the flight's 14 hours and you lose a day, and there's all this bullshit there, and it's like you get there and you've already lost a day and a half, and you're like, fuck, I don't have enough time to do anything. So I'm curious to try to find that perfect trip of where like you can go and not disturb everything at your house,
right,
but then also be able to function there. So come back and, you know, go back to work. Like I came back and went right to work at my job. And
how bad was the jet lag going there?
The going there wasn't bad. Though I tried, like, I didn't sleep at all on the way there. So I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to get back. I landed at night. I hadn't slept for 14 hours on the plane. I was like, this is going to be great. I'm just going to go right to sleep. I slept for like 3 hours. And then that first day sucked. It like each day, you know, and then like I like to drink beer. So I'd like be out walking, and at like noon I'd be like, oh cool, it's lunch. I'll have I'll get lunch and I'll have a beer, and then I'll have 2 beers. And all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, I'm like falling asleep like at like 3 p.m. So
right.
The jet lag coming home was brutal. It was like I was home, but I think I lost like 5 days before I really got normal again. and I think I gauged that on my age. Now I don't remember it ever being so bad.
Sounds like the week after 5 points.
Pretty much.
40
The-
is a long flight then.
but yeah, it was really nice to get back to Asia after so many years.
Cool.
That's great.
Well, thank you for regaling us with your tale.
I just want to make a correction too. The banner went across the Moyo Gallery. It's actually moyogallery.com. So just if anybody's looking for those
It's what?
toys,
What do we
Why
do?
was it wrong?
moyogallery.com.
It's got a
Yeah. The Moyo Gallery.
Yeah,
Oh.
somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
run that shit again.
but yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It's a good trip. And I did buy, I bought some toys for myself. I've already painted them and exciting stuff.
Are they
Like,
pink?
You've already painted them?
already painted.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a Puss Head and Secret Base toy.
Yep.
It's really cool. It was like tiny. It was like a gold glitter. I love Puss Head, like being an old skateboarder and being alive in the 80s. Like Puss Head was like such a major part of like punk rock and skateboarding.
Yeah.
So I had to snag this. And it even has like a metallic paint, you can sort of see.
How much is that piece? Yes, Lewis, I get to ask first. Because
I bought the blank for like, I think the blank was like $120, and I'm probably gonna sell it probably double that.
well, let's talk.
And the Puss Heads were cool because they had a bunch of them, and like
The personal shopping network.
yeah, and then I picked up this like weirdo bear guy, and painted him, and I can't figure out as Nami Kikuka, and I've looked it up on Instagram and I can't find the person, but I just like weird stuff like that, and so those will actually be dropping pretty soon.
Cool.
What are they for? They're going to drop on your website? Or
Yeah, they're just sort of, I need to make some money.
Recuperate the cost of going to Japan.
The cost of Japan, hockey season's over, tryouts are in a couple weeks. My youngest daughter plays travel hockey, so I got to pay for next season.
Holy shit.
And it's, as she gets older, it's more and more money. So.
How much does it cost to play hockey on average?
The team fees are like around $6,000.
Holy
Ooh,
shit.
that's no joke.
And then you have like,
Yeah.
you have tournaments that run, like a tournament on a weekend, you spend about $800 between hotel, food.
Yeah, that's in the hotel. But what the fuck do they
Why
do with the money?
You have to pay.
You pay for ice, and ice is like $600 an hour.
Holy shit.
And then like the higher programs have paid coaches as well, so you pay for the coaches.
Holy shit, that's an expensive.
Wow.
Yeah. So I sent.
Sports.
I'd say on average a normal hockey season is like 10 grand by the time you factor in like equipment.
Wow.
All that
You
tournaments.
just dodgeball for free.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot. So toys pay for hockey. And like I bought a new truck 2 years ago, and I already have 45,000 miles on it, and it's all hockey miles.
Wow.
Wow.
So
I bet your daughter doesn't even appreciate how much money you spend and how hard you work to get that money.
no, she gives me a hard time about it. So
It is.
You can't even get them to prime your toys for you, right?
no, not anymore.
They should. For hockey.
Yeah. So who's the better skater? You or your daughter?
My daughter, by far. I started playing hockey about 3 years ago. So because of them, because of my kids. But now I play like 4 times a week. It's awesome. Like I burn like 1,000 calories an hour doing it. And then we drink about 2,000 calories in beer afterwards. So it's like a nice balance. But it's a lot of fun. You know, it's low. Like I used to run a lot. I can't really run anymore. It's hard on my knees, but ice hockey's fine but I did break my leg 2 years ago. So when you're not breaking your leg, it's low impact.
Yes.
Wait, I thought you broke your leg.
Broken leg. Sorry.
What?
Didn't your daughter play with a broken leg?
Yeah, she played with a broken foot this fall. Yeah.
Your
But she
daughter's
still killed it,
hardcore.
right?
What?
She still killed it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they won the tournament. She broke her foot on Thursday night. We skipped Friday. We went to the doctor. We got x-rays and they were told us not to skate. And we skipped one game. And she would like go on crutches to the tournament, to the rink, and then like not do warm-ups, put her skates on and go play the game and then come off.
She's hardcore.
Yeah, so this last state tournaments last weekend, she had food poisoning.
Oh god.
And threw up all Saturday night and then got up at 7 a.m. on Sunday and played a hockey game at 9 a.m.
Yeah, she's hardcore. She's totally hardcore.
Yeah, she's 13.
And she's like the enforcer, right?
Yeah, she beats people up.
Like some Olympic feed team. Could she like go on to play professionally?
I mean, ideally, like sort of like the next, like hopefully next year we'll get placed on a higher team than we were this year, and then she's actually trying to, wants to go to like boarding school to play hockey for high school. And I live in New England, in Connecticut, so hockey is like it's pretty big up here.
Yeah.
So she's sort of looking at like she wants to play in college. That's sort of the.
Well, at least she doesn't play lacrosse.
Well, that's she used to. So hockey and lacrosse are like it's basically the same group of people play. But she had a foot injury before last year that she hurt it at lacrosse. So we're skipping lacrosse this year. So
cool.
Crazy. Should we
Toy
move
tank.
on to
Let's
toy
toy tank.
tank?
Let's
and
toy
then we
tank.
come back.
We'll come
Are
back.
you ready, Alex?
Yo,
Or,
dude,
like,
I'm fucking always ready. Yo, you guys want to sing the toy tank? Yo, Rob, you want to sing the fucking toy tank song with me?
well, hey,
Yeah, with you, yes, yeah.
before you
Yeah,
sing
yeah.
it, let's just
Let's
just
palate
cleanse.
cleanse. Oh, I feel so
Oh
different.
my god, yo, I love that.
My mind is wiped.
Yeah, it tickles the soul, you know.
Yes,
Whew,
just follow
right,
it.
fucking-
Feels good. Feels good. Okay.
Let's sing
ahead,
some toy
Alex.
tank. All right, so you guys all know the song. So let's just fucking sing it right now. It goes toy tank,
Toy tank.
take me to the
Toy
toy
tank.
tank, and show me
Show
your
me your
fucking
Fucking
toys.
toys.
Nice, yo. What's up? Welcome to Toy Tank, everybody. Yo, this week we got fucking DangerBot, who's been sitting in with us all fucking show long. He is working with, I think I saw the little like Bleeding Edges toy there, which is fucking dope. I can't wait to hear all about this. Oh, the little fucking sneak peek. I love that. Yo, but like DangerBot as well. If I can make some of the dopest shirts in the business, you're gonna see him at 5 points. I think. I hope.
Thank you.
And yo, our good friend DangerBot, get the fuck on the screen.
Oh, I'm on the big screen. What's up, everybody?
Hot seat.
Robert from DangerBot. Often eliminated, never duplicated. I don't know. What's up, everybody? How we doing today?
Real good.
What's
Awesome.
new with
Yo.
you?
What's new with me? I mean, it's all the same old, really. February came, so I started doing Jeff. Hello, sir. Started doing shirts again. I kind of don't do anything the first January, most of February, because I don't know, everyone's broke, no one's really buying shit at this point. Everyone's recovering, getting everything going. So usually mid-February I kind of start back up.
That's pulling a
What's that?
CZ.
CZ hibernates all of January.
Just like fuck January. right? See,
December, January, February, done.
Yeah. It's the main reason why I'm not doing decon this year, because December's a terrible month. I don't even do anything all December except for decon, but not this year.
No. It's a awkward timing.
Yeah, terrible timing. I know in Florida, like for the Disney World, Christmas is the most popular time of the year, so everything's doubled. Hotels are doubled, like flights are doubled, everything's crazy. So I can only imagine how it's going to be in Anaheim for Christmas time. So
and if you have kids, you can't really do much in December. Like if you have kids, that's it. Like
yeah. And let's face it, I mean, it's kind of a selfish hobby that we're in, right? Everyone's kind of buying stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But anyway, that's a totally different world. We don't have to lament on that right now. We're going to talk about that later.
That was deep.
Maybe in the toy drama segment.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Selfish hobby.
We were going to call
that would be a good Instagram.
Selfish hobby.
Selfish hobby.
It's a good name for a company, actually. We were going to call this podcast "Toy Drama Never Sleeps." That's what that was totally what we were going to call it. But we're like, that's a little too negative, so we didn't.
What if you just do a toy drama segment?
Toy drama never sleeps. Nobody can talk about that toy drama.
Some people do.
All we were able to do tonight was confirm that there is toy drama, and then moved on.
Yeah.
But you only asked them about Japanese toy drama. You didn't ask them if you want to talk about any American toy drama.
That's true.
Dude.
No, see, that's even.
That's
I'll
worse.
talk about it. I don't care.
That's
I don't
worse.
I don't have
You
any.
want to tell us about some toy drama, Dangerbot?
Yeah, I mean, there's
There you
no
go.
drama.
That's a good
Some
one.
of my best friends are toys. That's awesome.
That's fucking right on, brother.
Yeah.
Yo,
Make that shirt with you, Chris. That's got to be a shirt.
Yes.
Some of my best friends are toys.
Yes.
Get on that.
Yeah, wow.
It
So good.
can be a 3-way collab. There you go.
Yeah.
Not if you're a graffiti guy, though. That's a terrible insult.
Yeah. I know. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know about this toy. I want to know about this thing that you got on your finger.
All right, so
many people.
this is I was talking about leftovers. This is leftover as well. Like I said, since I don't do anything for most of the first quarter, this is leftover from Decon. So this is a collab. Well, it's a colorway collab. It's an originally by Bleeding Edges, sculpted by Mechazone, and produced by Mile High Safubi. So, but this is Dangerbot colorway. It's a marble neon green, pink, hot pink, and black. It's kind of a lot of the colors.
Leftover.
What's that?
That had total dog dick
dick.
leftovers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't. Is it? I mean, it had to be dog something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
It was
yeah, but it's a black light reflective.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're going on sale tomorrow on my website. And I also tease in my stories that if you're actually going to watch Clutter Live and watch for the Toy Taint segment, I'll put out a coupon code for 20% off.
Ooh.
So I'll let you guys know if it even works. So here's a coupon code now. It's going to be Clutter Live. It's super easy. Just put it at checkout, and then you'll save 20%. And an added bonus, because I'm kind of lazy, I'm not going to go on Spotify or Shopify and set all the parameters. So it's 20% off everything. You can buy a million things and it's 20% off. So look at that.
Whoa.
All because I'm lazy and I'm going to do all this from my phone in bed tonight later.
The other thing that you did that I thought was so awesome / lazy was you used ChatGPT to write your description for your
You saw that? Okay.
Yes, that was hot.
So I was like, look at this shirt. It's really cool. And then he said, did you read the description? I was like, no.
Well, because I've been playing with chat. I've been writing reports at work with ChatGPT, believe it or not. But so I've been going through it and ChatGPT. So I asked them to write a description that is SOE friendly for the product, and I described it, and then they wrote it. And I thought it sounded really weird and mechanical. Like, I don't talk like that at all. So I put the thing, like, the little pretext, like, hey, I didn't write this, but ChatGPT did.
Yeah.
Check it out. So yeah. ChatGPT is the future. It saved so much work for me. I just do shop visits, customer visits for the company I work for, and just take notes and then copy and paste it in ChatGPT and say, hey, will you write this as a report for me to turn in for work? And it'll go, then I say, that's a little too formal. And we make it sound like an idiot wrote it, and it goes, oh, okay. And they fix it. So
Whoa.
Alex,
Everything that's wrong with the world right there.
game changer for Alex, dude. Listen to that.
Chat GPT.
You know, marketing.
I was trying to do some things on my Shopify website, and I was like, I want to do okay, so just like a little thing on the button if you're on this product page. I haven't uploaded yet because I'm lazy, but I just wanted to every 10 seconds do a little like on the add to cart button, and then I asked ChatGPT to do it, and they're like, yeah, just do this. Then I copy and pasted the code from the page and said, actually, could you edit that for me? And then they do it. So I'm being extra lazy because literally all I have to do is copy and paste it into my, and it does it. So
you've gone deep with it. You've gone super deep.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to do work at work. So yeah.
So yeah.
No one at work is watching this.
No.
The website.
No,
the FTA isn't watching this. The TSA isn't watching this.
It's not dangerbot.com?
It's dangerbotkillcode.com because someone has dangerbot.com
Right.
and they won't respond.
Wow.
They won't respond to my
Nick was telling me that he didn't even teach his class this week. He had ChatGPT teach the class, right, Frank?
Wow.
Like, is that better?
Nice. Yeah. So, Danger, I want to know more about some of these shirts too, because one of my favorite shirts got me one of the worst looks from anybody I've ever gotten, but I love it. Is the Not Today Jesus shirt, which is fucking brilliant. I got the nastiest stare down from this guy who I thought was going to shoot me, but like, other than that, like, you come up with the best designs. Like, where do you come up with some of these things?
I'm just really smart, super intelligent, handsome.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean, God favors some people more than others, and thankfully, I was one of the ones that were blessed. No, I mean, honestly, it's just from like, it's a little bit of everything. It's toys, it's music, it's, you'll see like I write like, some of my shirts have rap lyrics on it or like punk lyrics on it, comic books, just kind of everything. Old
you
movies.
have an old lady getting eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah.
What's an alligator?
Alligator.
That lady's dead. So, yeah. Do I have an alligator shirt? No, I don't.
Everyone, you could be like, everyone on the shirt is dead. Like the alligator, the woman.
One of my favorite T-shirts the local band's ever done was it was Morrissey, Chris Carrabba, and who was the other guy? I don't know, some like shitty like band from the 80s that would fit in with like Morrissey and the Smiths, and they, he died, so they X'd his picture out and they put, 1 down, 3 to go. It would have been a lot cooler story if I could remember it, but
yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. I still like it.
Yeah. How did you get into doing shirts? Like what was the lead into creating your own?
Oh,
shirts?
Okay. So I've been a graphic designer forever. I've worked in the clothing industry, specifically doing everything from like juniors clothes to like licensed sports apparel for like MLB and NBA, NHL, all kinds of stuff like that. And then I was living in Chicago and I got laid off from my job that I moved up there for. And I got a job with a company that was a screen printing manufacturer called, I'm not gonna say their name. So that was kind of like a creative outlet.
Shout-outs.
What's that?
No free shout outs.
No free shout outs. I'll shout out the company I work for now. Rock US, some of the best screen printing equipment made in the world.
Nice.
That's a whole nother story though, how we got on there. So I was working at that place. They really wanted someone that had like an art background and design background for their team. And it was the first time I haven't had a creative job where I was just making stuff for people all day. And I just had a backlog of art. And one of the guys was like, hey, you can print that after work if you want to. So I just started printing shirts after work. And it's all downhill from there. And now I work for, that was the old company. That's actually the direct competition for the company I work for now.
That's what
I just happened to move to Florida, and then they opened a warehouse like a mile from where I was working when I moved down here. And the company I was working for, it's a really cool thing. So we moved to Florida. Part of the reason we moved to Florida is because, I got laid off from that place, and my wife was like, fuck it, let's move to Florida and do Danger Bot full time. So I was going to do that and then do a bunch of conventions and tour. And then it was kind of sick. COVID hit. So that killed all that.
Yeah.
So then I had to get a job because then my wife got fucking pregnant somehow.
Oh my
So we
god.
had a baby on the way, so I had to get a job. So I was just applying like crazy. And there was a place in Florida, this guy, super great guy, super awesome guy. Love him. He helped me when I needed it. The company's great. He owns swinger resorts
Nice.
Whoa.
in Florida, and he was taking all his production in-house. So we needed like a production manager. Huh?
Was that a euphemism?
Taking his production.
Taking his
in-house.
production in.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so he was taking all his production in-house. So I got a job working there. It's not exciting. It was in an office, so it wasn't like there was like tits and dingy dongs floating around. It was like a real office. And then we were gonna buy equipment because we're just needed more equipment, and I don't trust the local salesman for the company I used to work for because he's a liar, and I've heard him lie to customers. But a buddy of mine was a salesman for this company, rock.us.com, or no, rock.us for all your screen printing needs. And I told him what I was doing, and he's like, "Oh, are you looking for a job?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Well, there's a warehouse a mile away from where you're sitting. Do you want a job?" And I was like, "Yeah." So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So
You gave me a little tour a couple of weeks ago. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna make screens for you for a thing, but I couldn't because we didn't pass our electrical inspection. So I couldn't turn on the equipment, so we had to outsource them and get them sent in to you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. The pictures turned out really cool too. That was a really rad idea. You guys should do that more often.
Which?
Live printing at the show, yeah. For
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah,
It was fun.
we're gonna get that more set up. It'll be fun to do it regularly.
Yeah.
I gotta
Sounds like there's drama in screen printing industry as well as
oh, bro, yes, there is. So
Life. Let's just back this up. There's drama in every life.
correct.
I mean, I go into it, but nobody really cares. I'll name names. I don't give a shit. But no one's gonna know. Like it does. It's yeah.
Do you
I just
want
wanted to
to
know-
tell us about some toy drama?
Why don't you text me some toy drama and then I'll read it and I'll be like, "Oh, did you know that this guy's a fucking dickhead?" So I don't care. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh man. Okay.
Danger boy. Where did the name come from?
So a long time ago, I was gonna do a toy blog. Like when I say long, I'm like in the early 2000s, like 05, 07. A buddy of mine were gonna do a toy blog, and then he started tattoo apprenticing and didn't have time for it. And then I was gonna do it, and then I'm dyslexic, so it didn't work very well. So I stopped because I was like kind of like the time, right? Everybody was doing blog spots and everything.
Yeah.
And then I had the name, and I remember a girl I was dating at the time. She was like, "Yeah, that's cool," and I was like, "Yeah." And then maybe one day we'll make toys, and I could always make T-shirts. That'd be cool too, because it was Dangerbot Toy Co. was the name of the blog. .blogspot.com.
Well, a riff on Kid Robot? Was that the like?
No, it came from a series of prints I did a long time ago. They were called Dangerbots, and they were just robots murdered in different ways. Like one had an axe in its head, one was like shot up with arrows, another was like a parody on like a Jaws poster. So there were this series of prints that I was doing, and I just kind of rolled the name into that. And then so it was Dangerbot Toy Co. was going to be the blog, and then I said, "Oh, if I ever do toys, or T-shirts, I'll do Dangerbot Kill Co. for the shirts because it'd be funny." She goes, "That's stupid." And then fast forward like 13 years later, I decided to do T-shirts, and I just named it that out of spite of a person I haven't talked to in 15 years.
Yeah,
That's the best.
that's
way.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why not, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
keep dragging it forward.
Yeah. Holding grudges.
I like you though. We got How Have I Never Called You Danger Bob?
Danger Bob.
I mean,
No.
ask Jeff if he wants to play with names because I got some shit on Jeff. Do you guys want to know Jeff's real last name?
I'm
Oh,
sure we know.
I don't know if we
Jeff,
want to
right?
like start calling people out live.
Jeff fills in application forms, so.
Oh, so you know it. We were talking about him earlier before we went live.
Yeah, we were talking about you,
Yeah.
Jeff. Now he's
Well, your cousin, Jeff. We're talking about your cousin.
Well, don't know what you guys are talking about.
And we're excited to
No.
have you back at 5 Points this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even done my application yet. I hope I get
That's why I'm
accepted.
saying it.
Yeah, no.
Good spaces
I,
are actually like just flying this year. Like everyone's coming back. It's gonna be awesome. Like we have like, you know, that some more Japanese people are coming back. So, you know, it's really starting to open back up to what it was, which is fucking awesome.
And there's air conditioning.
And there's air conditioning.
And we're gonna move the whole space around, so it's not gonna be like it was last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
The flow's going to be different, and we
Yeah.
may have some other crazy surprises.
There are some crazy things happening around us. We just don't know how to fit them in.
There's
No.
some really amazing things have been offered to us, and we just have
We're just like there's just not
to
enough
figure it
space.
out. We have to figure it out.
just tell us what it is. We'll tell you.
No.
All right, I'm gonna
It's
open up an Illustrator document and we're gonna start moving things around.
Ask ChatGPT what we should do.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Savage Zombie Art to come to find us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, brother. Fly all the way. How long is that flight?
From
That's like 20 something hours, right? New
Zealand?
Zealand.
I don't know. It's a long
Is
flight.
he in New Zealand?
He
Or
went-
in
yeah.
Australia?
No.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Oh man, I get confused. I think it's Australia.
You're mixing it up.
No, it's Australia.
I think it's New Zealand. I
Chris,
think
you're in
it's
Australia, right?
Find out. It's wait, he's probably got to sleep. He's like,
No, it's
"I
fucking.
stopped
It's
listening
like
to them." 15 hours.
15-hour flight.
But it's not
Wow.
worth
No,
it.
he's in Australia.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not. I mean, that's just an hour longer than Japan.
No.
So with Toy Tank, we always then bring in the main guest to
Critique.
That's right.
Oh, there you go, Australia.
I was right. I was right.
So now, Clark, please critique.
Um,
Ron Danger's work over here. What do you think about?
I didn't design it.
You haven't showed us a single T-shirt yet either.
Oh yeah. The Mad Barbarian
I love
is
that.
still on sale for pre-order
It's
at
awesome.
dangerbotKillco.com.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Where? I can't see. What are you talking about?
Japanese.
The
It says DangerBot. I had it spell checked by a real person,
Right.
not just Google.
GPT.
By ChatGPT. Yeah. No.
So wait, what am I supposed to say now?
You're
You
supposed
go
to tell him what you think
critique
about his
picture
American
or-
his
the
American vinyl.
He doesn't like it. It's fine. I get it. You don't have to. I'm fine. Jeff's in the chat. He might be upset though.
No, so turn it over. I want to see the bottom. So that's like a finger puppet style,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So that is hopefully the next toy that I have coming out is going to be that style of just like a smaller. I need to start. It's a nice size.
It's about 3.5 inches, give or take.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like the casting,
Damn it, you beat me.
I mean I wouldn't necessarily put it in my collection, but
Oh no.
No, it's a great toy. No, I love it, and I think it's even cool because I mean it came out during the pandemic time, so it kind of had
it's got
the plague
the
kind of thing
plague
to
mask.
it.
I mean the casting looks pretty good. Like I like the way that the green and the red are they hit all those spots.
Jeff on here.
And it's super sharp too. I don't know if you can see it on my shitty like MacBook camera.
Yeah,
But all the details are super sharp and super clean. I mean, even the initials on the bottom are super nice. I mean, it was done by Mile High. I've seen a handful
and
of
that was produced in the U.S. So that's that's actually like more. That's actually like a huge thing because the EPA and the unknown, like the secret vinyl issues that we have. The reason that we all have to go to Asia to have things made is can't quite figure out how to do it legitimately here. And so it's nice to see a U.S. manufacturer. That's actually really exciting that this was made here in the United States.
I think he's.
Hang on.
Everyone, hold on.
Hang on. Bleeding Edges. I just Instagrammed you the link. Instagram DM'd you the link to join in. Come and tell Cloud off.
So Mile High is the only person doing it in the States, right?
Correct.
In the States?
There are other people who have accomplished it.
There are other people that did it before them.
Yes,
but they're the only guys active right now.
Yeah.
They're the only people active right now.
So what is he doing that other people can't figure out to do? Like, why is? I mean, obviously it's like resins and it's kind of toxic.
Discuss this with you
What's
live.
that?
We're not going to discuss it with you
We cannot
live.
discuss this.
We're not going to
Oh,
discuss it with
okay.
you live.
It's a drama. There's a lot of drama
Call
involved.
us
We
later
know,
and we'll discuss
like,
it with you.
yeah, we can tell you privately what, like,
Did you
Here,
get
Jeff.
Did you get the link?
Oh. I don't know. I met him at Decon. He's super
Oh,
sweet
no,
guy, super
no,
mad,
no,
super
no,
rad.
no,
So I mean,
No, that's
no. I'm
have to
not saying you are.
We're not saying anything about that. We're just saying
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about how to make it.
So I know. So for instance, like the Sofubi that's coming out of Mexico too. There's a lot. There's some that's made down there, and that has it's a little bit softer.
Yeah.
It doesn't like I found that it sort of slumps a little, or the joints aren't as crisp. So that's again, like, so my critique was that it looks great. Like the fact that it's casted here in the US is amazing. And as you said, like the detail on it's really good.
Yeah.
I do. The thing that I like the most about Mile High stuff is the marbling. Like, as a resin caster, not that I don't cast resin. I take that back. As someone who is allergic to resin, but owns a resin casting studio,
yes,
I love looking at marbles. I think it's great, and I'm excited that he's doing it. And like, I'm glad that they're out there. And that is honestly what I think.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, like Super 7 actually had a store in St. Pete, Florida.
No.
For a hot minute. It didn't last very long. And I remember I was talking to those guys, and they were talking about opening a studio in the United States. I forget the guy who was right. It wasn't Brian.
I have that story.
He has the story.
I have that story.
Tell the story.
Well, I was talking to the guy, and because I told him, I do t-shirts and everything, and he said like the stuff they use to cast vinyl isn't really that much different than like the plastisol that's on your shirts. He made it sound like it was more like a watered down version. So I mean, and we're not really supposed to put that stuff down the sink anyway. We got to dispose of it, with the chemical company that disposes of toxic shit. Right. So I don't know. I always thought it was cool. I've always wondered. I was like, oh, do I have stuff in my garage that I can just make toys with and not even know how to do it yet? I mean,
right. So plastisol. I'm just gonna cut in here. Plastisol you have to cure with heat, right?
Yep.
So for people who are listening who don't know what that means, and it's similar. So like the vinyl gets heated, so it's cured that way as well.
Yeah, because 100 Celsius, that's about like 330 Fahrenheit, give or take. That's like what plastisol cures, that temperature.
Yeah.
So I mean, in theory, you could take like acetones and things like that and base down your plastisol ink to where it's like super runny, pour it in a mold, throw it in that salt water. We could do a little start our, Florida Sofubico.
There's no reason why you can't. So hang on a second.
Yeah, back it up.
We made, I don't know if you remember back in the day when we made blank bear heads with Luke Chew, like the big ones. Not the ones that we did on the Kickstarter that dissected.
Right,
we made like life-size bear heads that we did custom shows with. So those vinyl we made in New York. There was a vinyl.
Oh.
There was a vinyl
in the Bronx.
Yeah, in the Bronx. It was a toy production.
It was not a toy production.
They did once upon a time make toys, and then
they were. Well, no, they still exist. They're not there anymore. They moved, but they're really more of like a novelty creator. But what they don't do, really, like, you're not going to get a Chinese level paint job at the factory, and the costs are high enough that it's comparable to just going to Japan. And it's still cheaper to go to China. So the only reason to do something like this in New York is if you one of the things that I've seen them do for casinos, making large vinyl objects that went as part of like slot machine. The mold costs are crazy.
And we have the mold now.
Yeah.
No, the mold,
I mean, how hard is it really to make a mold though? Like, how thick is that metal?
It was really thick, and their process. But so I was hanging out with Brian from Super 7 at the Designer Toy Awards, and he was really interested in opening some kind of factory here in the U.S. So we took a drive to the shop in the Bronx and had a meeting with them, and all sat down and just talked about it for a couple of hours, which was just a really interesting adventure. And the end of it was they were not interested in upgrading their facility to make anything Safubi level.
Hmm.
So it was like, but it was fun for me because I get to spend about 4 or 5 hours hanging with Brian, and just learned a lot about him and his family. And it was the year that he won the Lifetime Achievement Award.
It was that was the year that was it?
No, it was the year he won the Lifetime Achievement Award. But so it was just interesting, and so we've been around.
You could grab the bear head; it's right there.
Because bleeding edges.
Here it comes.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, you can.
Jeff.
Jeff, we've dragged you in.
Better late than never.
We've dragged you in to the conversation, which is awesome. Hello, welcome. You've been on before, you know.
Yep.
It's your man, Jeff.
I'm all backwards.
Oh, here. Put it in here.
I'm trying to get a thumbs up, and it's over here.
Here it is. Show it again. Show it again.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Just throw it around.
Yeah, and each one of those are different. So some are you get a better balance of green and pink, and some are not as good.
I got them all right here in the JanSport, Jeff. You're not going anywhere.
Are any of them dog dick? No.
Are any of them what?
Dog dick.
Dog dick.
No.
There was one that I found that was like no green, but had like pink. That one's not that great. That's why it's a blind bag, and you never know.
And Jeff, how much were these?
What were we charging at the convention? 25? I don't know.
Yeah. 25 American doll hairs. Yeah, they all turn out super rad. Yeah, good call, Jeff. See, I'm not good at sales. Does anyone? Yes, everyone knows.
Does the code work on these?
What's that?
Does the code work on these? The discount code?
It will tomorrow.
Yeah, it will tomorrow. It's not live yet.
So don't
I told you I'm going to do all this in bed on my phone.
Oh yeah.
We've probably done that before the show, but who am I to?
They haven't gone live yet, Jeff. They're going live tomorrow. If you subscribe to the email list, you'll know these things.
It feels like it was something you should have prepared.
It is prepared. I'm here. I got the toys. I got the backpack. What more can I fucking do, Jeff? Come on, man.
You got their attention now. They're going to want to go to the store, no?
And I got a kid. Cut me some slack. Jess does all the work with the kid. I'm not really doing it.
We pulled out the bear head to show you.
Oh.
So this was made in New York.
This is the first vinyl that we ever did. And so if you look, can you show them the bottom? It's so rudimentary. Like it's basically just like a dog toy. Like it's got that one hole in the bottom. And we got the logo stamps are like super rudimentary. Like because the wax was done here in our, like basically at our gallery, we did the wax. So we just didn't know what the hell we were doing.
And we did a custom show.
But it was cool because
with some really awesome artists.
Yeah.
So that's more of a rotocast, more so than like a.
It's rotocast.
It's rotocast, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like Chinese vinyl, quotation marks, but made in New York.
It almost looks blow mold.
No,
it's not. We have the mold. It's crazy. It's
really heavy.
Ginormous, and I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Just sits there.
This was a fun experience though, because it taught us a lot about how to run the gallery.
And also about how expensive it is to make molds here.
Why
because we never, well, I don't think we ever recouped the mold cost even.
I don't know, but it's very good at China.
The most difficult thing was packaging, getting packaging here. Like that was impossible for this. Getting a box with a blister was way more expensive than the toy. So
throw it in the bag.
Wow.
Get a really big
bag
bag.
it and cart it. Yeah.
Back, yeah.
I think that's what we did. I think that's basically
really.
No, we did that with the resin thing. I don't think we ever sold these like that. We only sold them.
No, we did. We shrink wrapped them.
Oh, we did. We did. It was a fucking nightmare. I've blocked that out of my brain because it was such a nightmare.
We had the shrink wrap thing at the studio.
Yeah. We bought a shrink wrap.
With the hair dryer thing?
Yeah, it's like, but it's like a whole press, like heated strip thing. Like, oh, God. It just sits around. And then we didn't even do it ourselves. We found some company that did it.
Yeah, like Boatsy.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Anyway.
It was a life lesson.
Yeah, life lessons.
Right, so, back to you and your toy. Drops tomorrow.
Yes, drops tomorrow at where's the camera? Here it is. Drops tomorrow at noon, Florida time. Be there, be square. It'll be out before Florida time because I never trust the timer. So it'll be out, but it'll before noon. But let's just call it noon.
Okay.
All right, that's a good time. Hey, Alex, my computer out here died, so I can't control anything anymore. So you are 100% in control.
All right, great.
Mine's below 10%. So.
All right.
When are you dropping?
Noon tomorrow.
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, but yeah.
When is your stuff dropping, Clav?
Oh, I don't know yet. Soon.
Cool.
When are you going to start making your stuff for 5 points?
About 2 weeks before. No, well, it's I say this every year that I want to try to for shows. I want to lower my production. I want to get to that 20-25 piece. That way, like worst case scenario, I can bang it out and literally bang it out in like 2.5 weeks. And then at the same time, like you're not like, I mean, it's bad enough. I got toys all over my fucking house and my family has to step over them. So
does that mean you're not going to try the raffle model?
I don't think so.
You have cores that you painted. They would be top tier, surely.
Yeah, they would be top tier,
Excuse me.
But yeah, something, I mean, maybe it depends. Like, the thing is, if you sort of have to have like that, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's that many, like, you need a huge audience interested in the product if you're going to do something like that. If I was doing a raffle and I got 30 buyers, it's not really it's going to be that fun. I need like a few hundred.
Right.
What if you teamed up with a couple other toy makers? And
that would be the other scenario, is that if you did like a big group raffle and then you sort of divide it up.
5 points organized.
Yeah.
So that people bought raffle tickets.
We have some stuff in the studio that could be the top tier.
Yeah. So I mean, this it's a cool thing. Or even if we, did something for like a charity too. And that way it would be
excited to buy raffle tickets and like win prizes. It's like, it's addictive, so that's why people like $10, I'll buy more.
Yeah. So I mean, but I was toying with the idea of trying to do like a weekly release. And I was trying to like get 4 weeks in advance, like paint four toys, and then like that way, like I could just sort of like paint a toy once a week, but I would always have a couple weeks ahead. It's not going too well. So just I get behind on everything, and I'm sure that I'm already behind on promises that I've made to people. So this year was supposed to be better than last year, and last year was supposed to be better than the year before. So I'm really trying to. But I don't miss deadlines. So
it's true.
But people wait a long time sometimes to get toys from me. So
it makes them better in the end.
Clav, did you have a hard stop tonight?
What?
Didn't you have a hard stop tonight?
You gonna go to hockey?
Yeah, I gotta go in like a minute.
All right. Well, it seems like a good time.
Yeah.
To start wrapping it up then. Thanks for jumping on with us, Jeff.
No problem.
I appreciate it. That was awesome. Like just a fast jump on. Thank you, everybody. This was really fun.
It was nice to hang.
Yeah. So everybody go buy tickets for 5 points. 5pointsfest.com. Buy the tickets. We're going to announce.
Buy a DangerBot toy. / Bleeding Edges toy tomorrow.
And a shirt. Clav's going to do some releases. CZ's got stuff coming out.
CZ's got something amazing coming out. Oh, by the way, so CZ showed us something this morning. Bonkers. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm just letting you know that CZ's crushing it.
Just show us. Don't tell us.
No. It's not ready to be shown.
You can show the little CZ if you can get Instagram up.
That's going to have to be Alex because my computer's died. It's like, how do I do that?
He doesn't know how. He doesn't know how. We'll prep it for the next.
You can show us on your phone. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just show
all right.
That works. Next, we're going to hopefully announce the VIP toy exclusive, maybe next week. It's exciting.
Oh,
So
Oh, that's sick.
It's dope.
nice.
so cool.
Very cool. Love the little season.
Right.
Anything else to promote at the end?
Get ready for our drops next week. We got some really cool shit coming. And again, yeah, buy a ticket to 5 Points.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get everybody together.
Next week we have Molly Miss Creations, and the week after that we have a Hot Actor. So a couple of good shows coming up.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. So that's it from us. Keep buying toys and being awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess.
That's
Thank
it.
you, thank you, Dangerbot. Thank you, Bleeding Edges. Thank you,
Thank
Susie.
you.
Thank you, Tanaka.
Thanks everybody
Love
for
you all.
watching. Bye.